G'day, g'day. Just going to give a few moments for people to join and then we'll get underway. Let me know where you are watching from, and hopefully wherever you're watching from, your day is going well. Just going to wait for people to join and then we'll get on the road. Right. So hello and welcome to the fourth episode here on ASJE Aviation HQ Live. This is going through the November 2022 releases that have been released throughout this the past month. I'll go ahead and say that November wasn't exactly a kind month for in terms of releases, but it was definitely one to to remember, I suppose. So in this stream, just like the first stream that I did on going through the October releases, I'm going to go through each of the different releases by the model brands, so the likes of Aero Classics, Gemini Jets, JC Wings, NG models, and Phoenix models. I'll also include some details about what's coming soon to the ASJE Productions content, so on YouTube and on Instagram, and then a little bit of other information as I go on, including my progress on Infinite Flight, and talking about other things that I have planned for the future in terms of my content. So hopefully you guys can stick around and enjoy that. So I'm just going to give a few short moments again to allow people to join, and then we'll get underway, and hopefully you can sit back and relax and enjoy the stream. Right. So hopefully everyone is doing well. Has been a relatively busy day for me so far. Um, Especially with the fact that I was deciding whether I should do the stream um, via my phone, showing you guys an overview of my airport again, like I did in my last stream of the unboxing of the Ethiopian A350 that being by JT Wings. But I decided that since I did this sort of stream last time for the October releases, I just decided to do a sort of like podcast um, type live stream instead. All thanks to StreamYard. As you can see on the top right of the screen, there is the StreamYard logo. If you don't know who StreamYard is, or if you're not familiar with them, StreamYard is a live streaming software or a website where you can um, do professional live streams to various amounts of social platforms, for the likes of Twitter, Facebook, I think Twitch as well, and of course YouTube, which is where I'm on at the moment. And you have a different array of different banners and brands. So, for the likes, you can see on the screen now, you can see my YouTube handle in the bottom left, and you can see the banner at the bottom of the screen. So all of that is for free. You can of course I think you have about 20 streaming hours a month that is for free. Um, but if you are wanting to scale up your experience even more, you can buy a monthly plan to get to be unlocked, to have all of the other features unlocked. But of course, hopefully in the future, I am able to acquire some sort of streaming software, or some sort of like some amenities that I can use to scale up my live streams even further. As of course, I am wanting to um, you know, expand my brand on YouTube and of course Instagram. Of course, my Instagram is going pretty well at the moment, but I will just say that I don't really like to do Instagram or Facebook or even Twitter or even YouTube for that matter for the amount of followers / subscribers or the likes or the follows or whatever. Um, I mainly do it as a passion, as a hobby. Of course, I wouldn't mind it becoming a full-time thing as well. But of course, I will go into details about how I kind of want to scale up my proceeds on YouTube and of course Instagram. So as mentioned today, I'm going to be going through the different model releases by the model brands. As I mentioned at the earlier stages of the stream, just a few moments ago, November wasn't exactly a nice a nice month for the releases. Of course, we had the very impacting entry models releases. We had the Gemini Jets released this for in the stream. I'm going to go through the December release that was released in November. Of course, the JT Wings release, and of course Phoenix. Um, Next year, I'm thinking about when I do this sort of thing, I'm going to start doing like um, uploads on my Instagram about the Aero Classics release, and of course about the like Panda models in Flight 200, especially on YouTube, because I for Instagram, since my Instagram account is based around my model airport, and of course since the airport is in 400 scale, 1 to 400 scale, I mainly like to focus on the main 1:100 scale model brands, so the likes of Gemini Jets, MG models, Phoenix models, JC Wings, etc. Sometimes Aviation find when they release something. But I think on YouTube, as I progress, I think I'll start doing live streams about like reacting to the Inflight 200 or Panda models or something that is, you know, you know, that helps us as bottle collectors to proceed in the hobby, I suppose. So without further ado, I'm going to start going through the releases. So just going to get the Aero Classics release up, so then I can read them out for you. Right, so starting off in this live stream, I'm going to go through the Aero Classics release. So, of course, as just mentioned, I'm not really familiar with Aero Classics that much, but I do know that they release quite an array of classic models, which is why they're called Aero Classics, I suppose. I did go through the October release in my first ever live stream here on YouTube, so only makes sense for me to go through their November release as well, because some of you might be interested in collecting these models for classic collections and whatnot. Do let me know where you're watching from. If you come along and join the stream, thank you very much for coming along and showing me your support. So going through this release, Aero Classics release for November 2022, we have the Northeast Airlines C-46. I don't know what kind of aircraft manufacturer that is. I believe it's the Lockheed. I think it's Lockheed. So if that is correct, it would be the Lockheed C-46. This one is registered as November 4718 November, and this is in 1:20 scale. Is for you guys that click in that scale. The next one in this release was the KLM / Philippine Airlines hybrid livery on the Douglas DC-853. This is registered as Papa India Charlie 801. That is also in 1:200 scale. Next, of course, we've got the China Southern Airlines Airbus A300-600R. I'm not too sure what the R stands for in that. I believe it's just for range or something. A bit like how the 777-300ER has extended range, or the Embraer E190AR for advanced range. But this one is registered as Bravo-2329, and it is in 1:400 scale. The next one is an Iran Air Airbus A320. This one is registered as Tango Sierra India November Alpha. This is in 1:400 scale as well. Next, we've got a KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Airbus A330-300 in their new livery, which is quite interesting to see by Aero Classics. And this is registered as Papa Hotel Alpha Kilo Foxtrot. Would be nice to see if anyone else comes along and releases one of them. I know that KLM is eventually going to phase out their 330 fleet, but it would be quite cool to be able to have one in the new livery by the likes of maybe Gemini Jets, probably edgy models as well. Would be prone to releasing it. Moving along, we've got an Air Jamaica Douglas DC-9-32, registered as 6 Yankee-Juliet Golf Alpha. Next, we've got an Ozark Airlines. Never heard of the airline, but I'm sure people in the US probably has. And this is registered as November 9832, once again in pointed scale. Next, we've got a Turkish Airlines Douglas DC-9-32, registered as Tango Charlie Juliet Alpha Bravo, and that is in 400 scale as well. Next, we've got a Scandinavian Airlines DC-9 as well, in 400 scale, registered as Lima November Romeo Lima Sierra. Moving along, I must say this is just supporting here. This is a massive release of DC-9s. Aeroclassic certainly makes the DC-9 fans, and of course the Electras, the fans of those aircraft, very, very happy. So next, of course, we've got another Scandinavian Airlines DC-9. This is registered as Oscar Yankee Kilo Golf Whiskey. The difference with this one is that it is a Danish registration, otherwise, other than the other one being a Norwegian registration, or is Lima. Yeah, Lima November is Norwegian. Next, the fourth to last model in this Aeroclassics release, we've got the Malev Hungarian Aviation IL-18, and that's registered as Hotel Alpha Mike Oscar India. Next, we've got a Malev Hungarian Cargo, same registration. This is the same aircraft as well, but a freighter. So the Aviation IL-18 freighter, and this is registered as Hotel Alpha Mike Oscar India. The last two of this release, we've got the National Airlines Lockheed L-188 Electra, registered as November 5017 Kilo, which was ironically released as in the latest Gemini Jets release, which I'll go through later in the stream. And last but not least, we've got the PSA Lockheed L-188 Electra, registered as November 6016 Alpha. So that is the Aeroclassics release for November 2022, looking quite interesting. Of course, I'm not that much of a fan of classic models. Like old classic models. Of course, I do have the likes of Qantas 747s, and like some A340s and 767s, etc. The only real kind of releases that I would probably get are the likes of a Tasman Empire Airways Limited, Lockheed L-188 Electra. For those who don't know, Tasman Empire Airways Limited, otherwise is abbreviated or announced as an acronym as TAIL, is now what is known as Air New Zealand, and their first ever aircraft that they flew under their branding was a Lockheed L-188 Electra. So it would be quite nice to see either Aeroclassics or maybe even Gemini Jets come out with one, so then I could put that into my classic collection, because it would be quite nice to have a model that is representing the first ever aircraft that my airline ever flew. And of course, perhaps a DC-8, because I know New Zealand received because the DC-8 was their first ever jet-powered aircraft, I believe. The jet engine-powered aircraft, that is. So they would be quite nice to see in the future at some stage. I do hope that Aero Classics does that. Right, so moving along in the stream, we are going to go through the NG models November releases. Of course, ASJE models' release for November was absolutely massive. In my opinion, it didn't really help my wallet very much. It basically killed it. Because everyone who knows me as a massive massive collector of international wide bodies. So didn't really help my wallet very much. I'm actually not looking forward to their December release. Out of everyone, they should be the next one to release. So I will be honest, I'm actually quite scared about it. But of course, the release by ASJE Models, which I'm about to go through, was absolutely massive. Let me just find it on my Instagram. If you are interested in going ahead and supporting me on Instagram, the handle is in the bottom left corner of the screen at the moment. Also, you can find the link in the description below. Went ahead and put all the links in the description before I went ahead and started the stream other than the last few streams. So yeah, so now I'm going to go through the ASJE Models releases for this month, their last release. So we have a total of 23 models in this release. Do let me know in the comments what models you went ahead and got for yourself, whether the release was an absolute killer for your wallet. As we move on into this release. So starting off, we had the WestJet Boeing 737-600. That was Charlie Dash Golf Whiskey Juliet uniform. Next we had the Southwest Airlines 737-700. That was November 957 Whiskey November. Didn't put it on my Instagram post, but that was in the Canyon Blue livery. Next, we had the American Airlines Boeing 737-800. That was November 9003 Whiskey November. Sorry, that was November 903 November. That is in the regular American Airlines liveries, which I know I know some American collectors that are going to go ahead and get that for sure. Moving along, we have the first of the wide bodies. We have the Garuda Indonesia Boeing 777-300ER. That was Papa Kilo Golf Echo. Papa Kilo Golf India Hotel was the registration of that one. I was kind of hoping to see either the retro livery or even a regular livery that has the mask or the face mask on the nose cone, so then it would make it easier on my wallet. I will go through the models that I was interested in from this release after I've read these out. So next one, we had the American Airlines Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. This one being November 880 Bravo Juliet. So it's November 880 Bravo Juliet. Next we had the Hainan Airlines Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner Bravo-2722, and then we had another Hainan Airlines 787-8 Dreamliner, but this one being registered as Bravo-2738. Only difference with this one is that this one had a red nose cone. The other one was the regular Hainan livery. Next we had the Scoot Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, Niner Victor-Oscar Juliet, this being in the Pikachu Jet livery. Next we had the Latam Chile Boeing 787-9, this one being Charlie Golf Bravo. Sorry, it's Charlie Bravo Golf India. This one being in the Land Chile Retro livery. Next we had the Ornapon Airways Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. This one registered as Juliet Alpha 872 Alpha. This is in the Star Alliance livery. Moving along to the Airbuses now, we have first one we got the Tauron Airbus A318 in the regular livery. This one being Yankee Romeo Alpha Romeo Charlie. Next we had the Air France Airbus A320-200 Foxtrot Hotel Echo Papa Charlie. This one, of course, was wearing the regular livery. I think NG models were supposed to come out with the SkyTeam livery, I believe, because I do know that they came out with 25 hints and they ended up releasing 23 models. So one of the Southwest 737s and one of the Air France 320s weren't released. So that's probably easier on the wallet for some. Moving along, we have the Air China Airbus A321-200, not the Neo, it's the CO variant. This is Bravo-1878. Moving along, we have the Air New Zealand Airbus A321neo, registered as Zulu Kilo Oscar Yankee Bravo. This is in the Black Star Alliance livery. Next, we had the Qatar Airways Airbus A330-300 Alpha 7 Alpha Charlie Sierra, wearing the FIFA World Cup 2022 decals. And next we got the Qatar Airways Airbus A330-300 Alpha 7 Alpha Echo Foxtrot, again in the FIFA World Cup 2022 decaling. The first of the A350s, we've got the Finnair Airbus A350-900 Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Bravo, wearing the One World livery. Next we have the Ethiopian Airlines Airbus A350-900 Echo Tango Alpha Victor Echo, with the celebrating our 10th A350 sticker on, I think it's on the forward part of the fuselage, in front of the engines at least. And then we have the regular Ethiopian Airlines A350-900 with the registration Echo Tango Alpha Yankee Alpha. Next we have the first of the Lockheeds. This is the British Airways Lockheed Alton 11-200 Golf Bravo Hotel Bravo Romeo. This is wearing the Landor livery. And then we had the Transworld Airlines, otherwise known as TWA, Lockheed Alton 11-200 November 31029 being the registration of that one. The only Tupolev in this release, we have the Chinese Air Force Tupolev Tu-154M. This is Bravo-4029. And then last but not least, in this release, we've got the Chengdu Airlines Comac ARJ 21-700, the Bravo-653 Echo. Of course, NG models did actually come out with some 200 scale aircraft as well, alongside the 400 scaled. So of course, they came out with the AirTran CRJ 200 LR November 449 Alpha Whiskey. They came out with the Kuwait government Gulfstream GV. I think that's the G5. 9 Kilo dash Alpha Juliet Foxtrot. They came out with a DC Aviation Dassault Falcon 7X. That one being Alpha 6 dash Mike Bravo Sierra. And then last but not least, they came out with the Chengdu Airlines ARJ 21-700 Bravo-653 Echo, same registration as the one they released in the 400 scale releases. So as mentioned, the NG models releases it could have been nicer. It definitely could have been a lot kinder to my wallet. The ones that I ended up getting from the release so far, of course, I did end up wanting 9 out of the release. I've sorted out 5 of them so far. So the 9 that I put into my picks/interest list were the New Zealand A321neo, the All Nippon Airways 787-9, the American Airlines 787-8, the Ethiopian A350-900, the Finnair A350-900, the Garuda Indonesia 777-300ER, Hainan Airlines 787-8 regular livery, the LATAM retro livery, and the Scoot 787-9 Pikachu jet livery. So the 5 that I have sorted out so far are the Air New Zealand A321neo, the All Nippon Airways 787-9, the American Airlines 787-8, the LATAM Land Chile retro livery on the 787-9, and the Scoot 787-9 Pikachu jet. So otherwise, the release by NG models were absolutely massive for me anyway. Me being the international wire body collector that I am, must say I am very, very wary and afraid about what NG models are going to bring for December. No doubt they're going to come out with a massive amount of hints, some more Dreamliners, some more A350s, some more A330s. I'm kind of worried about their narrow bodies as well. I'm still looking to get the Garuda 777 by NG models, which I think will probably be my next one to get from the November releases. I was thinking that I did get the Finnair 350-900 that I did a model review of recently. In the regular livery, so I was kind of on the fence about whether I should get the one livery or not. Though I think I will go ahead and get the Ethiopian A350-900 because that's in the regular livery and that's more likely to come to an airport, to arrive into an airport, because they only have one special livery on A350-900, and that is in the Star Alliance livery, which was the model that I released I unboxed in my most recent live stream. So that kind of cuts down the picks that I'm going to be getting from this November release. So do let me know in the comment section below what models you got or what you are interested in getting from the November 2022 releases by ASJE Models. We'll be interested to see if your wallet was as damaged as mine was. So yeah, do let me know below. Right, so the next model brand that I'm going to be going through is, let me just have a look, who was next. I believe Gemini Jets was the one to release next. So I'm going to be going through the Gemini Jets December release that was released in November, midway through the month as well, but probably to the later part of the month, to be honest. Must say the Gemini Jets releases, whenever a release is coming, going to be released, I always get nervous before it drops, especially when it's ASJE Models and Gemini Jets. Not too phased about JC Wings or Phoenix Models, which I'll get into later on in the stream. Although this month ASJE Models, Phoenix Models did have a fantastic release. But whenever ASJE Models comes to release, I come to expect that they're going to take my wallet and put it through a shredder. But then the one that follows that is Gemini Jets, and I know that Gemini Jets is capable of releasing very impacting releases. But luckily for me, this month this release wasn't exactly it wasn't as damaging as I was expecting it to be. Most of the models that were released, most of the models that I was expecting from the release weren't in the release. So for the likes of the Virgin Atlantic 330 Neo, the Condor 330 Neo, ITA Airways A350-900, they weren't released, so it was very pleasing to see that they weren't in the release. But going through this release, first and foremost, I'm going to go through the 1 to 2 minute scale side of things, because one of these models I was very, very happy to see, quite surprised as well. So, and it is one that I would expect to see in the upcoming January release for Gemini Jets' first release of 2023. So going through the Gemini 200 release first, and then we'll go into the Gemini Jets 400 scale. So starting off, we have the American Airlines Airbus A320-200. This was released in the 400 scale release in Gemini Jets' November release. This is November 103 Uniform Sierra. Next we had the Delta Airlines Airbus A320-100. November 103 Delta Uniform. Then we had the Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, November 1201 Papa. That's November 1201 Papa. I'm sure that one will be a must-have for Delta wide-body collectors. The next one is the one that I was talking about before that I would expect to see in Gemini Jets' upcoming January 2023 release, and that is the Emirates Boeing 777-9X with an official registration Alpha 6-Echo Zulu Alpha. That will be the first of the 777-9Xs to be delivered to Emirates in the near future. So looking forward to seeing that in the 1 to 400 scale, as I will get that model for sure. I'm just hoping that it is in the solid model, the solid form, not in an interactive series, because that would be quite a shame if it was. Next we had the Japan Air Self-Defense Force Boeing KC-46 Alpha Pegasus. Of course, that is the military version of a 767-200ER. This is registered as 14-3611. Next we had a Mesa Airlines Mitsubishi CRJ 900ER, November 942 Lima Romeo, being the registration of that one. Of course, that Mesa Airlines was also released in the Foreign scale in the recent release before this one. That being the November released in October. Next, we've got the National Airlines Lockheed 188 Electra that I mentioned that was released in this month's Aero Classics release. November 5017 Kilo being the registration of that one. Next, we had the Republic of Korea Navy Boeing P-8 Poseidon 230921 being the registration of that model of that aircraft. So very, very happy to see that Gemini Jets is still on the train of releasing of Poseidon aircraft. One model that I would be very happy to see in the near future would be the Royal New Zealand Air Force P-8 Poseidon, because I know that the airline or the organisation has P-8 Poseidons on order. I think they're going to replace the current PK2 Orions, I believe they're called. These surveillance aircraft. So very, very excited to see Gemini Jets come out with one with that model in the near future. I think I will just go ahead and get the 400 scale version of it. I do have the 400 scale version of the Royal Australian Air Force P-8 Poseidon, so that Royal New Zealand Air Force one would go alongside that one, and I will be very happy to have it, as of course I am from New Zealand, and of course the Royal New Zealand Air Force is my country's Air Force, so I will get that one for sure. Next we had the US Air Force Boeing KC-46 Alpha Pegasus. Of course, that, as mentioned, is the military version of a 767. That one being registered as 17-4634. Sorry, 17-46034. Can't exactly remember the tail livery, so do just give me a moment and I'll find that for you guys. It is in the New Hampshire Air National Guard livery. I will also go through the future releases that were unveiled to the public after this release was announced. And the last one in the Gemini 200 release for December 2022 release that was released in November was the Virgin Australia Fokker 100 Victor Hotel Foxtrot November Juliet, being the registration of that one. Going into the December 2022 release by Gemini Jets 1 to 400 scale, we had the American Air Canada Airbus A220-300 in their current livery, under the registration Charlie Golf India X-Ray Echo. Next we had the Amerijet International Airlines Boeing 757-200E, that's the freighter version of that one. November 818 November Hotel. Welcome to the stream for those who are joining, or whoever is watching. Thank you very much for your support. Moving along in this release, we had the Avelo Airlines, the first ever release of an Avelo aircraft in the scale, Boeing 737-800, November 801 X-Ray Tango being the registration of that one. Would not be surprised if NG Models follows suit and releases it. Next we had the Delta Airlines Airbus A320-300, November 305 Delta Uniform being the registration of that one. Next we had the DHL Airways Boeing 777 Freighter, November 774 Charlie Kilo being the registration, and that one is in the interactive series. One thing that I will mention is that I kind of wish that Gemini Jets would come out with a solid model alongside the interactive series aircraft, because we see the flaps up, flaps down version quite a lot lately. That's just a norm to see in a Gemini Jets release, and of course JC Wings as well. So it would be quite nice if they came out with the solid aircraft of a 777 freighter, because I would have gotten the FedEx that was released in the November release that was released in October, and of course the Etihad as well. And I would have gotten this DHL 777 in this release had it been in the regular mold. But oh well. Moving along, we have the Emirates Airbus A380-800 Alpha 6-Echo Victor Charlie being the registration. Next, we have the Flybe Bombardier-8 Q400 Golf-Echo Charlie Oscar Echo being the registration of that one. Next, we have the ITA Airways Airbus A319 that was released in the Gemini 200 release in Gemini Jets' November release. This is, of course, is Echo India India Mike November. Next, we had the Northwest Orient Lockheed L188 Electra November 128 Uniform Sierra being the registration of that one. Next, we had the Pobeda Airlines out of Russia, Boeing 737-800 that is registered as Victor Papa Bravo Quebec Golf. And the last model in this Gemini Jets release was the Republic of Korea Navy Boeing PAA Poseidon, registered as 230921. So again, quite a nice release by Gemini Jets, but luckily for me, after the impacting release by NG Models that was prior to this one, this saved my wallet quite a lot. But I will say that one of the models that I did mention before, the 777X, I am looking forward to seeing that one being released in 1 to 400 scale, because I will get that one for sure. The first ever 777X to be released with an official registration, I believe, as well. So that one will be very, very exciting to see. So just like the NG Models release, do let me know what you got from that release in the comments below. And let me know what if the release was impacting for you as well. Radio. Next release that we are going to go through is the JC Wings release for November 2022. So this release was released a few days ago now, and has quite an array of models. How many models is there in this one? 31 models. 17 in 1 to 400 scale, and 14 in the bigger scale, that being 200 scale. So I'm going to be going through this release very, very soon. So do stick around if you are watching. Do thank you very much for your support. If you have so far enjoyed the stream and you do want to go ahead and support the channel even further, go ahead and give the stream a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Dim that bell icon for post notifications for when I go live on YouTube, and of course when I post videos. I will go into detail about things that are happening very soon on the channel. So if you want to go ahead and throw your support below, give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, dim that bell icon as I mentioned, and go ahead and share this to your friends or anyone who may be interested in checking out this channel and of course the stream and or video once it has gone live to everyone. So thank you very much for that support. So now I'm going to go through the JC Wings release for November 2022. Starting off is with the JC Wings 200 release. We got the Boeing company, Boeing 757-200, registered as November 757 Alpha. That one is to be expected in February of next year, 2023 that is. The next one being the Japan Coast Guard Gulfstream G5. This is Juliet Alpha 500 Alpha. That is also to be expected in February 2023 at retailers that is. The next one is a Maersk Air Cargo Boeing 767-300ER BDSF Oscar Yankee Sierra Yankee Alpha being the registration of that one. That one is in the interactive series as well. Next we have the Avianca Airbus A320-200, so it's not the Neo variant. This is November 567 Alpha Victor. This is in the Taka retro livery. So that one is very nice to see for those that are collecting that sort of airline in that sort of region. Moving along, we have the Finnair McDonnell Douglas MD-11 Oscar Hotel Lima Golf Charlie in the Merman's livery. That one is also to be expected at retailers in February next year, 2023, for those that are watching in the future. Next, of course, is the Malaysia Airlines Airbus A380-800. Niner Mike Mike November Bravo, also at retailers next year in February. And next we have the Lufthansa Cargo Boeing 777 Freighter Delta Alpha Lima Foxtrot Juliet in the Natural Beauty livery. A bit like the A350 that they have, that Lufthansa has, and of course the ITA Airways 350 that has the white livery, this with the SAF livery on it. So we have the flaps up version and this flaps down version, and this one is also going to be at retailers or expected at retailers in February 2023. The next one is also the next four that I'm going to read out are to be expected at retailers next year in February. Them being a Kuwait Airways Airbus A340-500, 9 Kilo Golf Bravo Alpha. We got the Egypt Air Boeing 737-500, Sierra Uniform Golf Bravo India. We have the KLM City Hopper Embraer E190 wearing the SkyTeam livery, registered as Papa Hotel Echo Zulu X-Ray. And then we have the Ethiopian Airlines, or Ethiopian Cargo in this case, Boeing 777 Freighter, Echo Tango Alpha Whiskey Echo. This is in the interactive series. Next we have the Korean Airlines Airbus A321neo, Hotel Lima 8505. And then the last but in the 200 scale release is the Northern Pacific Airways Boeing 757-200, registered as November 628 Uniform Papa. That is the first, I believe, the first release of a Northern Pacific Airways 757 in the 200 scale side of things. That, of course, is if Flight 200 haven't released it themselves. So now going into the JC Wings 400 scale release for November 2022. There are 8 of these models that are going to be at retailers, or expected to be at retailers in February of next year, 2023. Them being the Dragon Air Boeing 747-200 freighter. Bravo-Kilo Alpha Delta is the registration of that one. The Turkish Airlines Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, registered as Tango Charlie-Lima Lima Foxtrot. That is either flapped up and flaps down. The Arkia Israeli Airlines Airbus A321neo is also to be expected at retailers in February 2023. That one being registered as 4 X-Ray Alpha Golf Kilo. We've got the Global Supertanker Services Boeing 747-400 BCF. That is November 744 Sierra Tango. Another flaps up and flaps down. That aircraft is currently operating for National Airlines, the cargo airline out of the US, under the same registration, I believe. Or I think it might have changed. Not too sure. Next, we had the United States Navy Boeing C-40A Clipper, 165834 being the registration of that one. And the last of the 6 that are to be expected at retailers in February of next year, 2023, is an Aeroflot Russian Airlines Alyoshin IL-86, Romeo Alpha 86074 being the registration. The next list of aircraft are going to be in stock whenever JC Wings decides to put them in stock, which could be next year at this rate. And this is, in the middle part of next year. This is the China Eastern Airlines Comac 919 Bravo-001 Juliet being the registration of that one. A new airline out of South Korea. This is Fly Gang 1. Gang 1, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. This being an Airbus A330-200. Hotel Lima 8512 being the registration of that one. At the time, the next one was the first ever release of this aircraft, and that is the Azul Brazilian Airlines Airbus A350-900. This is Papa Romeo Alpha Oscar Yankee. In either flaps up and flaps down. On Instagram, I just realized that I haven't actually put the flaps down version in the brackets, or on quote marks, that is. Next, we have the Lufthansa Cargo Boeing 777 freighter that was released in the JC Wings 200 release. This is Delta Alpha Lima Foxtrot Juliet, and this is in the natural beauty livery, either flaps up and flaps down. Next, we have the Korean Airlines Airbus A321neo Hotel Lima 8505 that was also released in the 200 scale of the same release. as well as the Northern Pacific Airways Boeing 757-200. That is November 6 to 8, November Papa. And then last but not least, in the JC Wings release is the Gol, the Brazilian airline, the Gol Boeing 737-800 Papa Romeo Golf X-Ray Bravo, bearing the Gol do Brazil livery, otherwise the Brazilian national football team livery. Of course, the FIFA World Cup is currently ongoing in Qatar at the moment, and of course Brazil is being represented there at the moment. Very, very nice to see. So overall, the release is as vibrant and diverse as we come to expect by JC Wings. Quite excited to see the releases of the Azul A350-900 and of course the Northern Pacific Airways 757. Not too sure if Northern Pacific would send a 757 down to the South Pacific, but we'll have to see about that. But very, very excited to see how the Azul 350 looks, especially on. I mean, I am quite a fan of the Azul livery. I do have the A330neo by Phoenix Models. Haven't yet done a model review of it, but I think I might do one. To be honest, so do stick around for that. If you're wanting to come along and join me for that video, go ahead and subscribe below. Turn that bell icon as well to be notified when that video goes live. But in the case of this Azul 350, as it's not in the list of the models that are going to be in or expected at retailers in February next year, I think I may well just wait until NG Models comes along and releases it, even though it will probably be more expensive, but it will probably be worth the wait, I guess, because NG Models do have a very, very nice 350 mold, so probably going to wait. It is depending on the time that they release it as well. But knowing that JC Wings and of course the next model brand that I'm going to go through have released it, I wouldn't be surprised if NG Models follow suit. So yeah, very nice to see, very nice release. Do let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are of the release, whether you are going to get any. Go ahead and check out the posts of these releases that I'm reading out on Instagram. Again, the Instagram handle is on the screen at the moment. Go ahead and check out that. Of course, all the links to all of my social accounts are in the description at the moment, so go ahead and check them out. So the next model brand we are going to go through is a release that was released yesterday. Very, very brand new in the scheme of things, and this is, of course, is Phoenix Models. Right. So this release, I mean, is quite a banger, you know, and to say myself, I mean, it's not often that I come with a positive kind of an opinion of Phoenix Models. I mean, I don't not like them, but it's just sometimes Phoenix Models really kind of irk me a little bit. They do have some very, very nice molds. The 330 molds are quite nice. The 777 molds as well. I mean, I used to be a massive fan of the 787 molds, but I do kind of feel like that they put too much wing clicks on the wings of the 787 now. But in saying that, I feel like the one thing they really do lack on is some of the detailing and the printing of the liveries on some of their models. So for the likes of, let's say, British Airways, Turkish Airlines, All Nippon Airways, Qatar Airways, anything that has a vertical or horizontal line that's on any part of the fuselage. Phoenix models are very prone to make that line not straight. I know people may think that I am very picky in the way that I look at my models. Everything must be perfect on the model. I mean, I am paying top dollar for this model aircraft. These days, model aircraft are highly expensive. Pretty expensive. I mean, over $100 in my currency, over about $110 for an A350 by Gemini jets or NG models these days. So we should expect that our models come absolutely perfect. Of course, you can't always expect the livery to be on smack bang perfect. Of course, some of the model brands, unlike Gemini jets or some JC Wings models, or even NG models or Phoenix models in this case, are unlicensed. So that's probably a reason why the model isn't going to be perfect in terms of livery wise, livery color, etc. But in terms of printing, I would expect to see the livery to not have any kind of, like obscene kind of paint smears or anything. It just looks really it looks really, I don't really know how to describe it really. Unprofessional, I guess. I guess that's probably a good way to say it. So going into this energy model, November 2022 release by Phoenix Models. I do have energy models on the brain at the moment, so as they should be the next one to release, a model release for December release anyway. So going into this Phoenix Models November 2022 release, we have the Aerolíneas Argentinas Airbus A330-300. So that's A330-200 variant. This is in the Argentina national football team livery, Lima Victor Dash Foxtrot Victor Hotel, being the registration. Next, we have the very, very exciting Air Greenland Airbus A330-800 Neo, the very first release of an 800 Neo by anyone in the scale. This is Oscar Yankee Dash Golf Kilo November. Definitely will be on my list of getting that. So thank you, Phoenix Models, for releasing it. Next, we have a fantasy model. This is the All Nippon Airways Airbus A380-800. This is Juliet Alpha 384 Alpha. This is in the Star Alliance livery. So everyone should know, or if you don't know, All Nippon Airways only has 3 of the Airbus A380s. All of them wearing turtle liveries. One of them blue, another one orange, another one green. I have the green livery. Which, if you want to see a model review of that one, do pop it in the comment section below, and I very well may do it for you guys. But this is 384 Alpha, and in the Star Alliance livery. So it is very, very nice to see that Phoenix Models has come out and released a fantasy model of this aircraft. I think I might end up getting it as well. Because I do quite like the Phoenix model of the A380. It's probably one of the best ones, apart from Aviation 400 at the moment, because their molds are just out of this world. They are, in my opinion, better than NG models, especially their 350s and their 787s. The only problem I have with Aviation 400 at the moment is the fact that they're so expensive. They're too expensive, man. I mean, we can't always blame inflation for these sorts for this sort of thing. Yes, the aircraft might be high quality, highly detailed, but at least make them affordable. So next, of course, we have the All Nippon Airways Boeing 787-9. Sorry. I think right. I see what I did wrong in terms of this this upload on Instagram. I put the All Nippon Airways 787-9 Dreamliner, which was actually released in the October release, but of course that one was the All Nippon Airways Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. Then the Future Promise delivery, Juliet Alpha 874 Alpha being the registration of that one. So do just, if you are supporting me on Instagram, do disregard that -9 being in that list. It is meant to be a -8, as mentioned in the comment section of the post. Next, of course, we have the ASJE Brazilian Airlines Airbus A320neo Papa Romeo Yankee Sierra Kilo being the registration. This one is in the Daisy Duck livery for the Walt Disney livery. Of course, I do now have Donald Duck. They have Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse. They have Goofy as well. I do think they're coming out with a Pluto livery as well. Of course, Pluto is the pet dog of Mickey Mouse, I believe. It's very nice to see that ASJE is doing that sort of thing. Quite a shame that they're not on wide bodies, to be honest, because I wouldn't mind getting some of them. Of course, next one was also released in the JC Wings release that I just read out before, and this is the ASJE Brazilian Airlines Airbus A350-900 Papa Romeo Alpha Oscar Yankee. Very, very nice to see that one's coming out now. I cannot wait for NG Models to come along and release it. No doubt they're going to follow suit with that one. Next, we have the Japan Airlines Boeing 777-300ER. This is in the Sky Echo liveries, so this is the green livery. That was Juliet Alpha 731 Juliet. This one was, if anyone remembers, the Samurai livery that was on the Japan Airlines livery. So on the tail fin, we had somewhat of a half circle type thing. So most of them were red, but there was only one of them that was green. That one is the one that is being released in this release. Next one is another one that is coming my way, and that is the Kuwait Airways Airbus A330-800neo. Very nice to see that the 800neo has finally been released. Next, I need to see the Uganda Airways, and I think that's the only other one that is currently in service. This is 9 Kilo Alpha Papa Golf. Definitely coming my way. Cannot wait to have that one arrive. Next, we have the Lufthansa Airbus A340-600 Delta Alpha India Hotel Foxtrot. This is in the new or current Lufthansa livery. Next, we have the MIAT Mongolian Airlines Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which was released in the October release by ASJE Models. I think it was the October release. This is Juliet Uniform -1789. Next, we have a Qatar Airways Boeing 777-300ER Alpha 7 Bravo Echo Echo, which was released in the October release by ASJE Models as well. Next, we have the Saudia Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner, Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo 26. This is in the Noom livery. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that, to be honest. So do forgive me for mispronouncing that if I did mispronounce it. Next, we have the Thai Airways International Airbus A340-600s. There's two of them in this release. We've got Hotel Sierra Tango November Alpha and then Hotel Sierra Tango November Bravo. So pick either both of them or one of them. Totally up to you. And last but not least, in this release, the 15th model in this Phoenix Models release for November 2022 is the TNT Express Boeing 767-300ER freighter, Echo Sierra Lima Kilo Victor being the registration of that one. So very, very nice release by Phoenix Models. It's probably one that I could describe as a banger, and also very good in the scale of things in terms of Phoenix Models. Thankfully, that they have finally come out with the Air Greenland and Kuwait Airways A330-800 Neos. Will be getting them for sure. Thinking about now the All Nippon Airways A380 in the Star Alliance delivery. We'll have to wait and see about how that looks. But definitely looking forward to seeing the 800 Neos by Phoenix Models. So things to come for this YouTube channel, and of course Instagram as well. ASJE Productions. For those that don't know, ASJE Productions is the parent brand, the official name of the brand that hosts, that owns everything that I do on Instagram and YouTube. We'll definitely be explaining a bit more about that as we go on. But of course, do let me know what you are getting from the releases that I just read out before. The Phoenix Models release was the most recent one that I just read out. But in terms of what's coming very soon on the channel, I do have a video that is currently unlisted. I am going to be doing editing that in terms of putting the description in and putting the end screen and all the cards and whatnot. We'll be scheduling that one tonight, so do stick around. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, dim that bell icon, like the stream if you have liked it so far, and share it to your friends if you want to, if you want them to support my channel as well on YouTube. And of course, soon enough, to the social realm. All the links are in the description below: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Soon enough, and this is something that I really want to talk about now, and that is my Patreon account. Patreon is hopefully going to change the way that I showcase things on YouTube, and of course, hopefully Instagram as well. I have been rather busy in terms of coming up with some sort of like marketing plan type thing, brainstorming ideas about how I could, how you guys could support the work that I do here on YouTube and over on my Instagram page. So I currently have plans to launch this Patreon account sometime next month, so December December this year, or going into 2023, the new year. So I have 4 tiers, all different prices. If you want to help me achieve the goals that I have so many ambitions and plans in the works for my model airport, and of course the way I want to provide you guys with better content. So at the moment, I will go into detail about this sort of thing in a separate video on YouTube, going through what I'm hoping to achieve with Patreon. But I will break it down just a brief sort of thing, just to make you guys look forward to it, I guess, to not advertise it. To let you guys know that it is on the way. And that is things that you could help me out with. The expansion of my model airport, Ashton International Airport. At the moment, it is a relatively a big size, but I am wanting to to expand it to something absolutely massive, so that there are 2 runways, a massive airport mat, massive terminal in the middle of the 2 runways, a massive link of taxiways, some hangars, some domestic terminal, a maintenance area, and some places for plane spotters on the side of the runways. Some like a massive diorama for my model airport. So I kind of want, and so there are materials that I need to pay for. Like the airport mat, the terminals to be made, because they're going to be 3D made. I need some more model aircraft to go on the airport as well. Everything is costly, so that's basically what a reason why I'm hopefully hoping that this Patreon account is somewhat successful. Other things that I'm hoping to do for this YouTube channel that you guys could possibly help me with is I'm wanting to scale up my setup for YouTube videos. So like I'm wanting to have like a corner or an area so I can host more professional live streams. Of course, different to this type of live stream. Of course, this is like a podcast type thing, right? So I'm wanting to have like monitor, like PC monitors, like desktop monitors, and like hard drives and microphones, and like new cameras, new laptops. So then I can also live stream my content. When I'm flying on Infinite Flight, for example, I can show you guys what I'm doing in a live stream. If you get what I mean, live streaming Infinite Flight. And I kind of also thought about potentially streaming on Twitch as well. Once I've expanded a lot more, and hopefully doing some sort of like podcast series on Spotify. I don't know. That is some ideas, but of course, everything dreams are free, but everything costs. So that's basically why I'm hoping that this Patreon account is something that I can be proud of. So that is definitely in the works. So don't know when the Patreon account will be launched, but soon on Instagram, I will be posting a post about the whereabouts on Patreon, like what it's about, what you guys could help me with, pretty much what I just described, but in depth, I guess, in depth detailing, so everyone could potentially help me out with that. So because I'm not really that good at selling myself. I mean, I don't want to come across. No, I'm afraid of coming across as being like asking for things. I mean, of course, I don't really, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I mentioned it quite a lot. I don't do Instagram and YouTube for like likes and follows and subscribers and whatnot, but the support is very humbling. I mean, if I was able to just look at the number of subscribers I do have on this channel, I'm one away from my first goal, and that is 500 subscribers. Of course, my channel isn't exactly the biggest channel on a platform, but I have come up a long way since I started uploading videos a couple of years ago. So yeah, I do want to ramp up the content I do on YouTube, and the Patreon account, I guess, is a way that you guys could potentially help me out with the goals that I do, like the setup that I mentioned before, the expansion of my model airport, and other things. The way that my mind works at the moment. with the amount of ambitions I have. It's crazy. I'm just hoping that I'm able to fulfill them, fulfill the dreams that I have, to provide you guys with the utmost professional, up to my standard type quality content, if that makes sense. But as I mentioned, I'm not great at selling myself. I don't want to come across as being like asking you guys to support me, because you don't have to, but it would be nice. Other things that I'm working on, that I have been working on in the recent past, and that is my website, my airport's website, asjairport.com. Have been working on the most recent update of that website. Have also thought about doing a video unveiling the website, the new update for the website, where you guys could possibly come along and join me for the unveiling of it, because the website is only really viewable on a PC or a laptop, as mentioned in the description below. The link of the website is on the screen now. But of course, I am aware that the website is able to be seen on a mobile, on the internet, on a mobile device, but it is only really viewable professionally to the way that I made it, via a PC, which is why I want to host a live stream on here on StreamYard, showing you how the website is viewable from my point of view. You got me. So yeah, also in this next update, I have just to give you a indication of things to come in the next update is upgraded visual effects on the airline and destination tab, some new news articles, up to date detailing of the amount of airlines and destinations on my airport's network. That is the model airport, that is, etc. So that is something to look forward to. What else do I have to come? On YouTube, I do have more videos to film. I do have the model reviews of the Lufthansa 787-9, the United 787-10, Gemini jets, and engine models respectively. What else do I need to do? I have a lot of content that I need to film, need to get out to you guys. I know I have been quite slow in the last couple of weeks. It's just everything that's been happening on my end. Very, very busy. Haven't really had the amount of time, I guess. And it also doesn't help that the weather outside has been rather gloomy. I do like to film my videos when I have an adequate amount of natural light coming through my windows, especially when it's sunny outside. I can use the natural light, showing you the model reviews, etc. Airport update as well, that is coming very soon. Airport update number, if I'm able to just have a wee look, what number was my most recent one? I believe that was number 17, if I'm correct. Yes, it was. Number 17 was my most recent one. So the next one will be number 18. That is very much in the works. Looking forward to getting that one out for you guys. And what else can I do? I have a massive unboxing coming very soon, full of 5+ models that will be coming very soon to the channel. And of course, more content on my Instagram page. You want to go ahead and check out the links in the description below. Everything that I do on there, everything I do on my social accounts, will be in the description below, the links. But of course, Instagram is my main kind of platform that I use to showcase my model collection in terms of photos, sometimes videos, the announcement of when I go live on YouTube, like my story feed at the moment. Just as I started the stream, I put a story feed on my Instagram story saying join here or whatnot. I will be announcing the launch of the Patreon account and the website and story feeds and posts uploads on Instagram as well. If you want to go ahead and check out my Instagram page, the first link in the top of the description below. Tonight, I will be able to work on some more content for Instagram, because tonight I'm going to be going back to the world of Infinite Flight. I am rather active on Infinite Flight. I'm a grade 5 pilot on Infinite Flight. Last night I carried on with my world tour that I'm currently doing. I think I'm on my 91st flight, I believe, maybe even my 92nd. But I went between Ho Chi Minh City and Manila last night, and I started doing my flight to Jakarta last night, but I realized it was getting rather late, so I diverted into Kota Kinabalu or something in near Brunei. But I know it's in Malaysia, but it's near the airport. Bravo Kilo India being the airport code, but on Infinite Flight it would be Whiskey Bravo Kilo for the airport code. So straight after the stream finishes, I'm going to continue with that flight, and then tonight I'm going to be doing a flight between Jakarta and Melbourne, Australia, which is going to be about 5.5 hours, 6-hour flight. So that gives me a chance to work on some more content for you guys. I've got a December report to do, a monthly report for Instagram. I have my YouTube video to work on, and some new services that are coming to my airport, and a service that is ending, because of course in recent hours we had the announcement that Air India, Vistara was merging with Air India, which means that Vistara is probably no longer going to be on my network, which is quite a shame, and that takes out one of my Dreamliners. So it's quite a shame, but that is some work that I can work on later on tonight while I'm in flight. So I do have content on the way, guys. I do have rather big ambitions for this channel moving forward, and of course my Instagram page, and of course basically all of my social accounts. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. This was ASJE Aviation HQ Live, episode number 4, going through the November releases for 2022. If you enjoy what you saw, go ahead and give the stream a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and hit that bell icon for post notifications for when videos go live. Share the stream to your friends, or of course this video to your friends once it has gone out live to the public. Thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for the support. Almost at my goal of my first goal of 500, knowing that this very small channel of mine is getting the traction that it's getting is rather humbling. So hopefully we can get more growth in this channel as we move forward. But yeah, that will do it for today's stream. ASJE Aviation HQ Live, episode number 4. Hopefully more live streams coming very soon, but do stay tuned by going ahead and supporting me on my Instagram page, the airport Instagram page, linked in the description below. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't done so already. As I mentioned, turn that bell icon to stay up to date, and check out the community tab that's on my YouTube channel as well, to stay up to date with news and updates regarding my whereabouts. So that will do it for today's stream, guys. Thank you very much for coming along and joining me for the stream. Soon enough, on the left-hand side will be the full playlist. Sorry, the full. The playlist of model reviews I've done so far on the channel, and on the right-hand side is where you can subscribe to the channel. But until next time, guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.